Alrighty. Hi, everyone. Thank you for your patience. We're getting started in just a few seconds here. Alrighty. Alrighty. How's it going, fellow hackers? And welcome to VC Hacks 2022. My name is Angela, and I am the lead organizer of the event and current vice president of Ventura College's Computer Science Club. I've always been passionate about programming, but by no means would I say that the journey has been easy. And I believe my momentum comes from a mix of desire to explore and a little bit of stubbornness. Hackathons have greatly allowed me to step out of my comfort zone and explore. And I want to share this experience with all of you through this event, or at the very least, spark some new ideas in your academic journeys. If all else fails, hopefully you at least get to meet some cool people. And speaking of cool people, we have Dustin next, who's going to speak a little bit about himself.
Hi, everyone, and thank you, Angela. Hi, everyone. My name is Dustin. I am the co-organizer of VC Hacks and the current president of the VC Computer Science Club. While I've been coding for quite a few years, I've actually only been in a single hackathon myself, and that was last spring. And I had a fantastic time doing it, and I learned so much so fast because they go by in just a couple days. But I will admit, I was also very daunted in the beginning, which is probably why it took me so long to do one in the first place. So if this is your first hackathon, I think that's awesome, and I'm really excited for you. I hope you have just as much fun as I did. And one thing that I learned in my first hackathon that I didn't realize beforehand is that the purpose of a hackathon isn't necessarily to have a perfect project by the end. After all, it's only like 2 days. So it's much more about learning new skills, pushing your comfort zone, and just making something. So if you put in the effort, I can promise you that you will be proud of what you've made by the end. And so next, keeping this chain of cool people going, we have Joseph.
Hello guys, my name is Joseph Hayes. I'm the treasurer at Ventura College Computer Science Club, and I'm currently pursuing electrical engineering. And with electrical engineering, there is some coding that is in it. But for myself, I don't know too much about coding. However, this event is a great way to help yourself learn more about coding and collaborating with peers on projects. This type of event looks good on resumes and will help with internships and your work ethic overall. And rest assured, no matter what your knowledge background in coding is, you'll learn something valuable from this event, as I plan on doing myself. And I would like to introduce a teacher here, Fazilpour. Oh, Professor Fazilpour, you're still muted.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Ventura College Computer Club Hackathon 2022 event. My name is Dr. Ali Fazilpour. I am a new computer science faculty as well as computer science club advisor. We are very glad to have you here, and please feel free, to reach out to us and to make your presence basically more enjoyable. We are here to help, and have fun and enjoy the event. Thank you very much to all organizers, Angela, Dustin, and all club members, as well as Libby and other administrative people. Thank you. Enjoy it.
Awesome. Thank you. So we are extremely glad to have you all here today. And this idea driving our team to work on this event is that we wanted to bring students together during a pandemic and provide a comfortable environment for community college to explore programming. This is Ventura College's first hackathon as well. So in a sense, we're all beginners here as well. You being here is showing your desire to learn, and we think that is super cool. So throw that imposter syndrome out of the window for a little bit. Having gone through a handful of hackathons myself, I can definitely say that the initial intimidation was real. When it comes to submitting projects, even if it's just printed to the terminal or some simple text to the screen, or something you may find too simple, as long as you feel proud of it, we want to see what you've worked on. We will also be having a raffle at the end of the event for students who have submitted a project. So we encourage everyone to submit, even if the project is not fully completed. Who knows, your idea might be so awesome that it could win you a first place prize. More details on that soon, but for now, we'll have Dustin cover the event schedule for the weekend.
All right, thank you, Angela. So I will be going through all of our events this weekend. Let me share my screen really quick so you can see this presentation. There we go. All right, so before Angela goes into like all of the prizes and judging criteria, I promise you go over that later. I'm going to go over the schedule of this weekend because we have 4 extra events that you can attend today and tomorrow. And before I go through all of those, if you want to stay up to date with all the announcements and ask questions and see the slideshow that I'm using right here, because I know this is going to be a lot of information, you should join the VC Hacks Discord server if you haven't done so already. You can either scan this QR code right here or use the link that I'm going to send in the chat right now. We'll send that right now. There we go. All right, so let's get back to the events of the weekend. So first here, we just have a general overview of all of the events. You can see right now we are doing the orientation. You're here right now, so good job. You've gone to the first event. For the GitHub workshop, that's going to be coming later, and let me get the details of that. All right, so first we have a GitHub workshop hosted by Ethan Bonavita. GitHub is a great tool which lets many people work on the same project. So whether you're hearing about GitHub for the first time or have used it many times before, I'd suggest checking out the workshop tonight at 7:30. There's always something new to learn. And you can even use GitHub to submit your code at the end of this hackathon if you want. So then next we have another workshop by Ethan Bonavita. This is going to be right after the first one. It's going to be tonight at 9 p.m. And it's going to cover some free programming resources available to all students, because I know we all love free stuff. And so both of these workshops are going to be hosted on our Discord server. So just another reason you should join right here. Now, tomorrow, we have 2 more events coming up. First at 1 p.m., we're going to have a Q&A session with 3 VC alumni. That's going to be Allison Libas from UCSB, Owen Davis from UC Riverside, and Blake Warren from Cal Poly SLO. So they're going to be answering some questions about transferring, such as why did you choose your institution? How was your transition in academics and social life? How are you seeking internships or research? How is the school's atmosphere compared to VCs? And finally, what has been your greatest challenge since transferring? And then you all will also have a chance to ask some of your own questions, since I know the process of transferring can be very daunting. This event is going to be hosted on Zoom, and it's going to be using the very same link you use right now to join this ceremony. And then if after all of these events and working on your project, you're feeling like you need a little bit of a break, our final event tomorrow is going to be a STEM-themed Pictionary game from 3 o'clock till 4 o'clock p.m. We're going to be playing Scriblio on our Discord server. So just keep a lookout for an announcement there. Finally, on Sunday, we are going to be having our closing award ceremony, where we will be announcing the winners. And don't worry, Angela is going to go into a lot more detail in a moment on how submitting your project works and just all that technical stuff. So, but let's say on Sunday, you're not really feeling like maybe you've put in enough, like as much effort as you kind of wanted to, and maybe my project's not going to win, I shouldn't submit it, I don't know. it's absolutely still worth submitting what you've made and attending, because we will be holding one final raffle, as Angela mentioned previously, where we will be raffling off, grab that, this pair of Bluetooth headphones. And this will be available to anyone who submitted a project but didn't win. So definitely do submit your project. Oh, and the $120 cash prize for winning will be announced then as well. And that's going to be also using the same link, the same Zoom link that you used right now for this one. So that is it for the events this weekend. But before we go any further, you need to know what the theme of this hackathon even is. So I'm excited to announce that the theme of VC Hacks 2022 is, drum roll please, a better future. So we all know that the world is going through kind of a rough time right now, from the pandemic to climate change to equal rights issues. So we felt like it was a good idea to send some positivity back into the world and create some projects that will make the world a better place. So we chose to try and better the future. So within the theme of a better future, we chose 3 areas that we felt were very important. And these are the 3 tracks that you all can participate in. So here are the images that I hinted on in the Discord server earlier today. And the 3 tracks are going to be, number 1, nature, number 2, education, and number 3, space. So now you and your team can choose which one of these tracks you want to make a world or place within. Choose one track, make your project based on that track, and then submit it to that track. And so now you might be thinking, okay, these are very broad. We left them broad for a reason, because you're all creative people and will, I'm sure, come up with some awesome projects that I'm very excited to see. But in case you are having a little bit of a brain fart there, here are some types of projects that you might want to work on. So first we have simulations. So these are fantastic for sharing some sort of phenomena that you think more people should know about. Then we have games. This is a little bit more interactive. If you want people to experience something firsthand, then you might want to do this. You could also make a tool. So this could be something for everyday use or for a very specific purpose. And finally, we have apps. Now, this is kind of a general category, and it could work with any of the other previous types. But if you want a little bit more of a challenge, you can try making an app. And of course, types of projects aren't limited to this list right here. There are so many more categories, but these are just a couple basic types of projects that I wanted to share with you all. So again, if you want to look at this slideshow on your own time, because I know that was a lot of information, I'm going to be posting it in the resources channel on Discord. So another final reason that you should join. And now I'm going to be passing it back to Angela to explain the prizes and how judging is going to work. Take it away, Angela.
Awesome. Thanks, Dustin. So let me pull up the judging criteria onto my screen.
Oh, and if anyone has any questions, by the way, feel free to put them in the Q&A or the chat.
Awesome. Alrighty, so here on the screen, I have the judging criteria for the event. So for this year, we have 3 $120 cash prizes for the respective winners of each event track. And depending on the size of your team, that final reward will be divided amongst your members. For example, if Dustin and I win the space track as a team, we would both win $60. Yay! Awesome. So, and just a reminder that projects may only apply to one of the 3 tracks mentioned. So you will be able to specify that once you submit your project through DevPost in the Google form that I'll go over shortly. And make sure that they are the same when you fill out these forms, because they are 2 separate, and I'll go into detail about that later. So another important detail is that for winning one of our tracks, it's good to know that you will only be competing with students who are in that track. So for example, all the students who submitted a project for space would be competing against each other for that $120 prize. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to put that down into our Q&A, or feel free to email or Discord us, and we'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. In terms of what you will be graded on, we want to put a heavy emphasis on the concept of your project. 3 out of 5 of our categories will not even look at the technicality of your code. So these are the 3 main categories that I'm talking about. Impact relates to how in line your project fits with your chosen track that you've picked. Originality refers to how unique your idea is. And for feasibility, this asks how difficult a project would be to implement in real life if it was given funding to accomplish. So we do wish for students to submit their code to be examined by judges, and you can do that by uploading to GitHub and sharing that repository link, or alternatively, you can copy and paste your code into a Word document and upload it that way. And we do this to verify that the work is yours, but in addition, we do this to check the technical difficulty for this 4th category we have here. That is only one of the 5 categories, but does have a little bit of weight with our judges. So our judges are aware that the participants here are all community college students, so keep that in mind as well. And lastly, we have the category for polish and design. And this is just basically the UI, how nice does it look? And also if the video submission that you would be able to submit aligns with what you want it to do and that kind of stuff. And that's the general overview of the judging criteria. And for those of you who are curious, our judges are or have been computer science professors at Ventura College, and they will handle the grading on this. So they will handle the grading on this upcoming Sunday. So yeah. And a final detail, though, I'd like to mention that's very important is please keep the content of your project appropriate, or we will have to filter it out for final grading. And if you have any further questions on judging criteria, feel free to reach out, ask questions. We're here to help. So next, you might be wondering, how do I do the whole submission stuff? So right now, I'm currently on our DevPost homepage right here. And I know that was a lot of information. So one good place to check is our updates tab here. When you click on that, it gives you a lot of updates that we send to students. One important one is this important links where it has the orientation, forms, and schedule. Here's the Zoom link that will be used often for this event, the event schedule, the one that was on Dustin's slides. Here's the Discord link, just in case if you missed it from Dustin's PowerPoint. And here is the Google form. So I have that open here on another tab. I just wanted to show the students what that looked like. So here you would want to make sure to put your project title, and this would be the same on DevPost, the same title you put on DevPost. Here you can put your project tracks. So for example, I could say space, your students in a team, or if you're working individually, you could just write down your own name. And lastly, here we have team members' email addresses. And the reason why we're asking for your student email address is that we're trying to verify that all the projects we do grade are actually students from Moore Park, Ventura, or Oxnard College, because there are some participants that have registered on DevPost that are a little bit more advanced, and we want to make sure to filter them out so that the competition is still fair and beginner friendly. So that's how this forum works. And going back to the DevPost, another important link is My Projects, which is where you will be submitting your projects. So once you get here, you'll be able to click this Create Project button. And when you have this, it's a good idea to just take a look at it and just to see what type of stuff you need to do. So here's all where you can invite other team members. your project overview, where your name, and this is what you would copy and paste the same onto your Google Forms, project details. So I want to emphasize the importance of your pitch in kind of this whole filling out project details information, because this is where you can really flesh out your ideas to the judges and let them know what you're trying to do. Because yes, maybe you think your project is simple, but the idea behind it can be complex. So this is kind of where you'll get the chance to let the judges know what's going on. So one recommendation is our deadline is 11 a.m. on Sunday. And this is a hard deadline, so we will not be accepting any projects past that. So please allocate a little bit of time at that Sunday or before that to get your project in to make sure that it's graded and everything's filled out. So that's that information. We have some locations here for, here you can put your GitHub link. You can upload a video through here and do all that cool stuff. And if there's anything extra that you may want a judges to see, there's an additional information for you to put in extra things here. So that's all the information regarding submitting your project. So yeah, that's everything so far. We want to thank you all for being part of this orientation. And to show our appreciation for those of you who are still around, we will be raffling off 2 prizes now live. And what kind of prizes are we giving out right now, Joseph?
Hello guys, so today we're going to be giving out 2 prizes. Those prizes contain a VC thermo and a VC water bottle. So as of right now, I'm going to share the screen of our wheel that will be spinning. Here we go. So if everyone's watching, I'll be doing the first giveaway, which will be the VC thermo. So Christopher Fisher will be our first contestant that won. And if you can, please send your email and your name in the chat so we could write that down and get to you. For our second prize, it will be.
Oh, and when you're sending us your email address, make sure to click the host and panelists so that we can see that privately.
Yes. And Amod Hakal will be our second winner for the VC water bottle. And back to you.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you, Joseph. So for those of you who won, please send your email information to us and we will send you the information regarding how to claim your prize. And before you go, we also want to mention that there will be one more raffle to do this weekend. And to enter, you must submit an Instagram post using the hashtag VCHacks22, and we will post this information on the Discord and Dev post so you can kind of take a look at what that is. And we want you in a post to explain what you want to do to make a difference in the world. So look out for that, and we will get in contact to you about that information soon. Other than that, thank you all for coming to this orientation this evening, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you, everyone.
And do feel free to reach out on Discord or email us if you have any questions about the event. We are happy to walk through anything, because I know it can be very daunting if it's your first one, you're not quite sure how to do everything. So we're here to help.
Yeah, and feel free to stick around if you have any questions. We'll be here for an extra 10, 15 minutes. But other than that, you're free to go off for the evening, and wishing you guys all the best.
And do check out Ethan's events on Discord. The first one will be starting at 7:30 tonight, and the second one will be at 9 o'clock tonight. Learn about GitHub and learn some free resources for students.
Ready.
All right. Happy hacking, everyone.
Thank you.
All right.
Mm,
All right. Well, we can just stick around, but good job, everyone here.
Good.
Um,
Thank you, everyone.
That's right.
mhm. Oh, Dustin, do you want to stop the recording?
Yeah.